Hey good people, and welcome back to the channel. It's a wonderful Sunday, and you already know what time it is. In a few moments, you're going to hear my thoughts and feelings on episode 7 of what's turning out to be one of the most predictable shows on TV called Marry Me Now. The show Marry Me Now seems to be one where two people who want a free wedding go through an elaborate plan to make that wedding a reality. Allegedly, of course. But after seeing this particular episode, I was sold that if there were any other episode where several cast members were tipped off about plans to get married, this would definitely be one of them. And I'll explain shortly. This episode follows the couple Tranese and Mo. This was the first same-sex couple featured on this season, which I found interesting because it added a new dynamic to the show, particularly when it comes to whether or not friends and family members would accept their loved one's sexuality and lifestyle. Tranese is the bride-to-be, and she along with Mo have been friends for about a year, but they've only been in a relationship for about 7 months, which is the shortest amount of time that a couple has been together over the course of this season. Now, Tranese makes a good point in that she knows people who have gotten married after knowing each other for a short amount of time, and it worked. But Tranese shares that she wants to spend the rest of her life with Mo because Mo brings out the best in her. When she's asked why Mo might not say yes to the proposal, Tranese shares that Mo may feel that they're getting married too soon, which is a valid point. But to pull off this plan, Tranese makes Mo think that they're on a reality TV show about Tranese being a VP of a car club. What I found interesting about the early part of this episode was that when Rebecca and Tranese were talking about Tranese's relationship with Mo, there was little to no discussion of whether or not Tranese and Mo had ever discussed getting married. But the first family member that Tranese goes to visit is her father Ronald. And the father was someone who initially didn't accept Tranese for being gay, but he eventually came around and grew to accept it. When Tranese breaks the news to him about the proposal, he seems very supportive of her decision. But when she tells him that she plans to get married on the same day as the proposal, the father then responds by saying that he thinks the two of them need to get to know each other a lot more. Now, I don't personally know Mo or Tranese, but for me, 7 months is a short period of time to decide whether you want to marry somebody, so I can see where the father was coming from with his concerns. But he ultimately supports whatever decision his daughter made, which I felt was very genuine. Early on, one of the issues that Tranese mentioned would come up in the process was getting her own mother to talk to her. The episode doesn't directly state why Tranese and her mother have a bad relationship, but the show indicated that the mother has a non-existing relationship with Tranese's son and Mo. But after the mother ignored several attempts to meet up with Tranese, the father attempts to schedule a meetup with the two of them. The mother was ultimately a no-show for the meeting, and we never see her for the episode. It was pretty sad to see Tranese become emotional over her mother, but I wish that we as the viewers could have gotten some additional context as to why there was beef between the two of them. Tranese then goes on to meet Mo's mother Felicia and to reveal the news. Mo's mother seems very surprised by the news, but nevertheless she's supportive, and she later shares that she doesn't think that Mo would agree to get married on the same day because Mo likes things done a certain way. So at this point of the episode, we have Tranese and Mo's mother giving reasons as to why Mo might not say yes. So keep that in mind. Tranese then goes to meet her son Connor to break the news. And when Connor hears this, he's 100% on board with whatever makes his mother happy. What I found interesting in this particular scene was that Tranese told Connor when Mo accepts her proposal instead of if Mo accepts her proposal. Because to me, that kind of suggests that either Mo was either tipped off or Tranese knows Mo so well that she could bet her life that Mo would say yes and win that bet. Tranese then meets up with her friend Jasmine and godsister Tranea to break the news about the proposal, and they seem to be pretty supportive of the plan. But just like with Connor, Tranese uses the word when instead of if when telling Jasmine and Tranea about Mo accepting the proposal. One of the major differences between this episode and previous episodes is that this was the first episode where the bride hired a friend to design a top-tier wedding dress to be worn at the proposal. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but my spider sense was going off like crazy because it seemed a bit too confident to wear an expensive wedding dress to a wedding proposal on this show when there could possibly be some doubt as to whether or not the proposal would be accepted. But the moment of truth finally comes, and a producer has Mo distracted outside near a bunch of cars. Tranese uses this opportunity to meet with Mo, pop the question, and Mo says yes without any hesitation. Now, the wedding venue was decorated pretty nicely. In fact, I would say that this was by far the nicest venue of the season. And I know I said that for previous episodes as well. But I can't help but believe that this couple just wanted a free wedding. And I say this because of the obvious signs that I pointed out, as well as the repeated emphasis on Mo not knowing anything about this proposal or the wedding. I don't buy it at all, but I do wish Tranese and Mo many years of happiness together. Now on a scale of 1 to 10, I will give this episode a 5. I liked how the episode was able to highlight the issues that Tranese had with her parents and how her father was able to overcome them, but the mother wasn't. I think that a lot of men and women would be able to relate with that feeling. And I would have rated this episode higher if there wasn't a lingering feeling that Mo had been tipped off or told about the show ahead of time, because it defeats the purpose of the show. But that's just my opinion. And I'll definitely like to hear what all of you thought about the episode. Feel free to leave your comment below in the comment section, and I'll be sure to reply to each and every one of them. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. Peace.